Revenge films.
My husband Ken's parents' house burned down 2 years ago in a fire. So I let his mother, Jane, live with us until she found a new place to live. The apartment was a room that I had bought when I was still single, and it was supposed to be a limited time thing. However, listen, Emma, I feel depressed recently. Huh? Really? Yeah. I've been seeing nightmares about that house fire every night. The fire spreads and I had nowhere to run. And I'm trembling just remembering the nightmare. Every time I wake up after seeing that dream, my body feels heavy and I feel sick to my stomach.
Why don't you go see a psychiatrist?
I think that's going too far, but I just feel anxious when I'm alone.
I see.
One time, Jane had her arm wrapped in bandages.
What happened to your arm, Jane?
I got hurt. I went to the hospital, and they told me that it'll take 2 months for me to get all better.
Oh my! 2 months? Did you break your arm?
It wasn't a fracture, but it hurt so bad. I can't hold silverware, and it hurts when I even try to hold a pen. I don't think I'll be able to live on my own for a while. So, would you mind if I stayed with you for a little longer?
Okay.
So, first it was Jane's depression, then it was her mysterious injury. Jane's stay just kept getting pushed back like that. She did drink my soft drinks without asking, and gave away my yoga items to her friends. But she didn't cause me too much trouble. Her husband had already passed away, and her sister-in-law died in an accident too. So I figured she was lonely. So I didn't try too hard to get rid of her. Ken and I must have spoiled her too much because she gradually escalated. And finally, yesterday, she went too far. Both Ken and I were working late last night. Around 9 p.m., I got a call from Ken who got home first.
Sorry, Emma. I got us a room at the Revenge Hotel, so head there after work. Let's spend a night there. I'm so sorry.
Why? What happened, Ken?
Well, I got home, and my key wouldn't even fit through the keyhole. When I tried ringing the doorbell, my mom wouldn't even answer the door, and she wouldn't pick up her phone. I don't want to cause a big scene so late at night. So let's just spend the night at a hotel tonight and deal with this tomorrow during the day.
I got off of work and met Ken at the hotel. There was a lot to discuss, but we were both exhausted from long days at work and just passed out. Jane was always up by 5 in the morning, so we went back home at 5 in the morning today. When we arrived, Jane was coming out to take out the trash.
Oh!
When she saw us, Jane tried to shut the door on us. But Ken blocked her. We caught her and made her talk. I've decided to live here alone. Ken and I were very confused.
What are you talking about, Mom?
Just leave me alone. I'll send you your things later, so go find somewhere else to live. Ken exploded on Jane.
First of all, this apartment is owned by Emma, and she's letting me live with her. The only reason why you're here in the first place was Emma's good grace. What the hell are you saying?
Jane was frightened by Ken's demeanor for a moment, and Ken took advantage of that and pushed past her to get into the house, but Jane stopped him.
The bride gives up all of her belongings to the groom's family when she gets married. So this house doesn't belong to either of you. It belongs to me. Stay out of my house, both of you.
We both pushed past her anyways and went inside.
What the hell?
Huh? Is this what I think it is?
The sofa in the living room was singed and melted, and the walls of the rooms were charred, and the place was filled with bottles of air freshener.
You did it again, didn't you?
Jane nodded silently and looked down to avoid eye contact with us. Huh? Was it a fire? Ken acted quickly after that. He called Jane's sister and explained the situation. She arrived with her husband in 30 minutes and drove her away.
I'm sorry. It'll never happen again, so forgive me. Please.
Ken just gave his mother a cold stare.
You're never coming anywhere near my house ever again.
Jane's sister apologized too.
I'm so sorry, Ken, Emma. I promised to make Jane pay for everything.
After apologizing many times, they put Jane in the car and drove off. What happened? Ken got on his knees.
I'm so sorry about everything. My mom must have fallen asleep with a cigarette in her hand and started a fire.
What? Apparently, the fire at Jane's house was caused by Jane falling asleep with a lit cigarette in her hand. The fire spread to the blankets and quickly got out of hand. And at my house, she didn't exactly fall asleep with a lit cigarette, but she was dozing off and threw a lit cigarette into the trash bin near the sofa and had fallen asleep. The cigarette wasn't out completely and lit the tissue and other papers in the trash bin first. The room filled with smoke and the fire alarm went off. She woke up to the sound, but by that time, the fire had already spread to the sofa. Jane went and got a bucket and filled it with water to put the fire out, and somehow managed to avoid the entire house from burning down.
When she came to live with us, she told me that she was afraid of cigarettes since the incident and that she had quit. And since everything at our house runs on electricity, I figured I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I was wrong.
The next day, Jane's brother and sister came with her to apologize. Jane came with a sulky attitude because it was decided that she would be taken in by her older brother, who promised to kick her out and cut ties with her if he ever found out that she was smoking again. Jane's sister said the same thing.
And if they ever kick you out, we don't plan to let you back in. We'll cut ties with you also.
After receiving a final warning from everyone, Jane finally seemed sorry.
I'm sorry, everyone.
And she started telling us the truth. After Jane put out the fire, she knew that she couldn't let Ken find out, so she tried to hide the evidence. After wiping the water off of the floor and the tar off of the walls, she took the burnt trash bin and pillows and put them into a trash bag. The room was filled with a burnt smell, so she bought a bunch of air fresheners and placed them everywhere in the house. But finally, when it came to hiding the sofa, she gave up trying to hide the evidence and changed the locks and decided to just take over the house. The next day, she started feeling sick from all the air freshener and figured that we wouldn't come so early. So she unlocked the door and was airing the place out. Then, when she was going to throw away the air fresheners with the trash that she gathered from the day before, that's when we came home and caught her red-handed, and her plan to take over the house failed. What kind of mother tries to kick her own son out of his own house to hide her wrongdoings? Ken ended up charging her for all the damages and our hotel fees, along with all of the expenses that we covered for her while she stayed with us. Jane kept apologizing, but Ken ended up giving her a final warning, and we all called it a day. By the way, that mysterious injury that Jane had with all of the bandages was a burn that she got when she fell asleep smoking as well. It wasn't the first time that she fell asleep with a lit cigarette at our house. Things could have gone terribly wrong. Just the thought scared me.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.